Hello, my name is Amber Hedrick, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about oppositional defiant disorder and how it's just another day in the life of me. First of all, I want you to close your eyes. I want you to imagine that you're at the library. Everyone knows when you're at the library, you have to be quiet. It's a rule we all learned at a very young age. And while you're at the library, I want you to imagine that you're standing in line waiting to check out books. No matter, regardless of how heavy those books are, you have to be patient. That's another rule we learned. Stand in line, wait your turn. Well, while you're standing there, I want you to imagine the kid in front of you gets angry, kicks her mom, throws her books down, starts running, takes off for the other end of the library. The security guard looks up, starts to walk towards you. The woman behind you gasps in disbelief, and the man beside you is mumbling stuff about how that kid needs her ass beat, and you're just debating on whether or not to call the authorities because it's obvious that that woman has just been assaulted. I don't have to imagine any of this. This happened to me less than 2 months ago. I'm that mother, and that child is mine. My child has oppositional defiant disorder. I decided to reach out to my fellow college students at GTCC to explain to you what oppositional defiant disorder is, how it can affect you, and what you can do to help. First of all, I'm going to tell you a little bit about oppositional defiant disorder. Oppositional defiant disorder is classified as a serious mental illness because it's a disturbance of emotions that are specific to childhood and adolescence. That's based on the Social Security Administration and the diagnosis codes. Believe it or not, ODD is one of the most common psychiatric disorders of childhood. I found that out while researching ODD and found that in a 2007 article in a European Journal of Childhood and Adolescent Psychiatry. ODD is defined by the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders as a pattern of negative, hostile, and defiant behavior that disables the child lasting 6 months or more. Now, I know that there's parents out there, you're sitting there wondering, 6 months or more of that behavior? Yes. Oppositional defiant disorder is not your typical angry child rebellion behavior that you see in adolescence. It's much worse than that, and it's way more complex with that. Now that I've defined oppositional defiant disorder for you, let me tell you how it can affect you. I know I feel a lot of times like I have a giant angry tween toddler, and she's never going to get out of her terrible twos, although she's 11 years old and as big as I am. The lives of children with ODD are greatly impacted. They tend to lose friends, lose relationships with their family members, mainly due to the not understanding or people not being able to handle them. And lots of times it puts such a strain on the family that marriages, fall apart. A lot of times I feel like the only time my husband and I talk is when we go, tag, you're it, or you do this, I've got to go do my homework, or he's like, I just got home from work, I need time to, regroup. And a lot of the anger and hostility is usually directed towards the authority figures in their lives. So it's the parents, the family, the friends, the teachers, the youth group leaders, doctors, therapists, and in worst case scenarios, police officers, probation officers, lawyers, and judges that get the brunt of, the anger and hostility. I know that I've given you a lot to think about. It's a lot of information. Whether you're a parent, you're going to be a parent one day, you're a grandparent, or you're going to school to be a teacher, a police officer, or a social worker, it's very important to recognize that ODD is a serious mental health disorder. And if not, children aren't going to get the treatment that they deserve, and they're going to go undiagnosed. I know for us, the best thing has been intensive in-home therapy. And thanks to Youth Focus, what that is they come in 2 or 3 times a week, and our child is able to stay in the home and get the services that she needs. Now, as a parent that has had a child inpatient before, I'll take that any day. And I want to show you something. If I can get it in there. This is my little girl. It's the one I was telling you about earlier. It's been over a month and a half since that day at the library. And because we're participating in intensive in-home therapy, we're learning better communication skills. We're learning different ways of parenting a child with ODD because they're not typical, and better coping skills. And life with ODD has not been easy. The journey has not always been pleasant. But I hope that you've learned something from this. If anything, that mental illness knows no boundaries, and that a little bit of patience and understanding can go a long way. Thank you.